Hello and welcome to Walk the Talk Show with Waylon Lewis. This morning, something very sad on some level happened. Maya Angelou passed away. The reason why it's hard to feel fully sad about it is her life was so rich and so full and so well lived, so full of, as I wrote this morning, it was a life that encompassed joy and pain, sadness and beauty. And she lived her suffering and woke up through it for the benefit of others. So it's hard to feel like her death is separate or a bad thing. It feels like a part of the life that she lived, as I said so generously. Death is natural and okay and sweet and so sad. And there are a few people who leave this world truly the less when they leave us behind. So it is a loss for our world. So I'm going to just go over, for those who love her and know her, and also for those who don't know her at all, some of the words of this sweet and powerful woman, Maya Angelou. Quote, "You have to have courage to love somebody because you risk everything, everything." Can I just play it?
You see, love liberates. It doesn't bind. Love says, I love you. I love you if you're in China. I love you if you're across town. I love you if you're in Harlem. I love you. I would like to be near you. I'd like to have your arms around me. I'd like to hear your voice in my ear. But that's not possible now. So I love you. Go.
So I collected a bunch of her most wonderful videos. Her voice is just heartbreaking. On Elephant, it's a blog, if you want to Google it, called "The Caged Bird is Free." I just put it up this morning. She has a beautiful poem on death I'd like to read, and then Megan is going to join us and read a poem that I wouldn't be very good at reading, titled "Phenomenal Woman." So here's her poem about death. When great trees fall, rocks on distant hills shudder. Lions hunker down in tall grasses, and even elephants lumber after safety. When great trees fall in forests, small things recoil into silence, their senses eroded beyond fear. When great souls die, the air around us becomes light, rare, sterile. We breathe briefly, our eyes briefly see with a hurtful clarity. Our memory, suddenly sharpened, examines, gnaws unkind words unsaid, promised walks never taken. Great souls die, and our reality, bound to them, takes leave of us. Our souls, dependent upon their nurture, now shrink, wizened. Our minds, formed and informed by their radiance, fall away. We are not so much maddened as reduced to the unutterable ignorance of dark, cold caves. And when great souls die, after a period peace blooms, slowly and always irregularly. Space is filled with a kind of soothing electric vibration. Our senses, restored, never to be the same, whisper to us, they existed. They existed. We can be and be better, for they existed. So then, also on this blog, The Caged Bird is Free, there I collected 10 wonderful things or thoughts from Maya. One is her, which you just have to watch, her singing with some children on Sesame Street, a photo of her receiving the Medal of Freedom from Obama, where she's crying. A lot of really beautiful quotes. I'll read a few. Never make someone a priority when all you are to them is an option. Maya Angelou. Another, if you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude. Maya Angelou. Courage, the most important of all virtues, because without courage you can't practice any other virtue consistently. Maya Angelou. One for writers, or for humans. There is no greater agony than there is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside you. There's also no greater agony than reading really difficult fonts. I have no excuse on this one. We delight in the beauty of the butterfly, but rarely admit the changes it has gone through to achieve that beauty. That's a powerful one for all of us who have suffered. And one of her very favorites ever, I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Angelou. Then there's an amazing from Robert Redford's what was TV channel, Sundance. She sits down on Iconoclast with Dave Chappelle, and it's an amazing conversation. The whole thing is there. Also, her Still I Rise poem is worth reading, which Ben Harper sang. And then we have a little special treat from Megan. So Megan, if you'd like to rise. Let's see. Here's Megan. And if you look carefully, there's Redford. He is very depressed today. He was a big Maya Angelou fan. So here's Megan. You
Thank
can
you.
hold it. Phenomenal woman. She'll just read a part.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm not the only girl who read this poem and was super inspired. So here we go. It's just an excerpt. Phenomenal woman. That's me. Men themselves have wondered what they see in me. They try so much, but they just can't touch my inner mystery. When I try to show them, they say they still can't see it. I say, it's in the arch of my back, the sun of my smile, the ride of my breasts, the grace of my style. I'm a woman, phenomenally, phenomenal woman. That's me. There's more on the blog.
Yeah, so the blog is titled Phenomenal Woman by Maya Angelou. Or you can just Google it. So thank you so much. That's our little way of honoring Maya, and I hope it serves to remind a few people about this, one of the great human beings of our time and of ever. Thank you so much. Walk the Talk Show.